once again, models are the verbs used to express the mood of the speaker, right? पहली बात तो ये mood express करते हैं. Modal verbs. They are also known as modal auxiliaries. Why modal auxiliaries? Because they are used as helping or auxiliary verbs, right? Within a sentence or in a sentences. Words like, now, what are the words that come under the category of modals? Let's see. Can, could, then will, would, shall, should, may, might, must, ought to, dare, need, has, have, had to. That means either has to, have to, or had to, right? Then need to, dare to, used to, including their negative structure. ये सारे words तो हैं जो कि किस category में fall होते हैं? Modals की category में. Why? Because they are used within a sentence, or the speaker use all these words within a sentence to express what? The mood, his or her or their mood, right? So these are the words which fall under the category of modals, right? Including their negative structure और इनके negative structure भी. For example, could का negative structure अगर देखेंगे तो क्या होगा? Could not, couldn't, right? Will का will not, would का wouldn't या would not, shall का shall not या shan't, right? Shan't होता है इसका. Should का shouldn't या should not, right? तो इन सब के अपने एक negative structure होते हैं जिसमें इन words के साथ क्या जुड़ जाता है? Not जुड़ जाता है. Are modal auxiliaries. Now these are the words which fall under the category of modal auxiliaries. These words including their negative structure. Negative structure means only not get added within or with these words, right? So these are the words which fall under the category of modals. Why? Because they help us in expressing the mood of the speaker, right? Let's see the example and all the things will get clear. Okay, example 1. I will attend the class, right? So now over here I have written a sentence. I will attend the class. Simply, sentence is written over here. I being a subject, right? Will being a helping verb, right? Attend is an action verb. The class is an object, right? So it is an action verb, right? And this is an object. So now over here, what the will is doing? First of all, will is acting as a tense. That means it is showing somewhere a future tense, right? So now one role it is getting played as, by the will, it is getting played as a future tense, right? That means it is acting as a tense word, right? Leave that. Now what else this will is acting in a sentence? This will is also acting as a modal, right? This will is also acting as a modal. Why? Because of this word only, what expression, what mood is getting expressed of the speaker? The mood of the speaker which is getting expressed is his or her or their intention, right? Like I लगा हुआ है, so that means let's take it as he. So his intention is getting expressed by the word will, right? तो ये will जो है उससे उसकी इस I की क्या दिख रही है? Intention दिख रही है. और क्योंकि यहाँ पे will सिर्फ tense की तरह काम नहीं कर रहा है, will intention भी दिखा रहा है कि इसकी intention मतलब उसने ऐसा मन बना लिया है कि वो अब क्लास अटेंड करेगा ही करेगा. तो उसकी इंटेंशन क्या है? क्लास अटेंड करने की. will क्या कर रहा है? इंटेंशन एक्सप्रेस कर रहा है. और इसी वजह से इंटेंशन एक्सप्रेस करने की वजह से this will is acting or falling under the category of modal, right? So that means will is not only acting as a future tense or tense word, but it is also showing the intention. That means somewhere the mood of the speaker, right? And that is why it is falling under the category of modal, right? So I will attend the class. That means it is showing intention of the speaker that what he will do. He will attend the class. Simple, right? Second, they can read the book. So what is they? It is the subject. Can. That means again what is it? It is modal. Can is acting as a modal. We will see how. Read is an action word, right? The book is an object, right? So how it is acting? How we can say that this can is acting as a modal? Because this can, among these words which are written in this particular sentence, only can is the word which is expressing what? Ability, right? कि इनकी एबिलिटी क्या है कि वो बुक को रीड कर सकते हैं, इसका मतलब है वो किताब पढ़ सकते हैं। अब ये कौन बता रहा है कि पढ़ सकते हैं, दैट मीन्स कैन। और कैन, अगर कैन की बात करें तो कैन क्या इस सेंटेंस में क्या 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 एक्सप्रेस कर रहा है, एबिलिटी। दैट मीन्स इट इज शोइंग द मूड ऑफ द स्पीकर, कि जो भी स्पीकर इस सेंटेंस को बोल रहा है उसका मूड क्या, उसका कहने का मन क्या है, उसका इंटेंशन क्या है कहने का। वो ये कहना चाह रहा है कि जो उसके सामने लोग खड़े हुए हैं वो किताबें या किताब को पढ़ सकते हैं। तो किताब को पढ़ सकते हैं इसका मतलब दे आर हैविंग द एबिलिटी। एंड जस्ट बिकॉज दिस कैन इज एक्सप्रेसिंग the ability of these people, it is falling under the category of models, right? So just because this can is expressing the ability of these people which is expressed in a sentence by the speaker, क्योंकि इसका कौन इस सेंटेंस को बोलने वाला कौन है, कोई स्पीकर होगा। तो उस स्पीकर ने ये सेंटेंस बोला, तो उसमें उस स्पीकर ने इस सेंटेंस में एक कैन का यूज किया, जो कि आप देख सकते हो। तो कैन क्या कह रहा है, कैन इज एक्सप्रेसिंग द एबिलिटी ऑफ दीज पीपल, राइट, ऑफ दीज पीपल which is spoken by a speaker. That means this can is showing the not only the ability but it is also showing the mood of the speaker, and that is why this can is falling under the category of model, right? Why? Because it is expressing the mood of the speaker. उसका मूड है कहने का, उसका इंटेंशन है, उसका अपना मन है कहने का क्या, कि हाँ वे लोग किताबें पढ़ सकते हैं। तो उसमें कैन का यूज हुआ है और कैन क्या एक्सप्रेस कर रहा है, एबिलिटी। एंड जस्ट बिकॉज इट इज शोइंग द एबिलिटी कैन, this can is falling under the category of model, right? He might be in the garden, right? So he क्या है, he is the subject, might is a, again is an model auxiliary, right? We will see how, right? Then might be in the garden, so in preposition the object, right? So might be, so might be ये क्या है, it is showing the possibility. Why? Because he might be in the garden. तो जो भी ये बोल रहा है, जो भी, क्योंकि ये किसी ही के बारे में बात हो रही, थर्ड पर्सन प्रोनाउन के बारे में बात हो रही, पर इसका कोई ना, इस सेंटेंस का कोई ना कोई स्पीकर तो होगा ना। तो इस माइट से उसके बारे में, इस सेंटेंस से उसके बारे में क्या पता चला है, उसके मूड के बारे में पता चल रहा है कि वो क्या कहने का मन उसका है, या वो क्या कहना चाह रहा है। तो उसके कहने का मन क्या है, या मतलब वो कहना क्या चाह रहा है, कि वो किसी ही के बारे में बात कर रहा है, और उसके बारे में ये बात कर रहा है कि वो हो सकता है कि वो गार्डन में हो। तो गार्डन में हो इसका मतलब उसे अभी शायद कंफर्म नहीं है कि ये ही जो है वो गार्डन में, पर वो अजम्पशन लगा रहा है, एज्यूम कर रहा है कि हो सकता है ये ही गार्डन में हो। तो ऐसा बोलने पे जो माइट भी है, इट इज एक्टिंग एज अ पॉसिबिलिटी, बिकॉज इट इज शोइंग द पॉसिबिलिटी। ये ही, अगर मान लो मैं किसी से बोल रहा हूँ कि ही इज इन द गार्डन और ही माइट बी इन द गार्डन, माइट लगा रहा हूँ, ही माइट बी इन द गार्डन, तो उसके लिए मैं क्या बोल रहा हूँ, मैं किसी ही के लिए, जिसके लिए बोल रहा हूँ उसके लिए मैं अज्यूम कर रहा हूँ, ठीक है, उसके लिए मैं अज्यूम कर रहा हूँ कि हो सकता है वो गार्डन में हो। तो मैं भी क्या एक्सप्रेस कर रहा हूँ, मैं पॉसिबिलिटी एक्सप्रेस कर रहा हूँ, किसके लिए, उस इंसान के लिए जो गार्डन में है, और जो जिसके सामने मैं ये सेंटेंस बोल रहा हूँ उसको क्या पता चल रहा है मेरे इस सेंटेंस से, उसको पता चल रहा है कि व्हाट मूड आई एम, like in which mood I am expressing this sentence, and in which mood, in the mood of possibility, right? So this word might be showing the possibility, or you can say showing the mood of the speaker, and that is why it is falling under the category of model, right? So he might be in the garden, that means it is showing the possibility. So over here will is showing the intention, can is showing the ability, and then might be showing the possibility, and all these three words, that is will, can, might, is or are models, right? Why? Because they are doing different roles in a sentence. At the same time, they are also expressing the mood of the speaker, that what exactly the speaker want to say, right? So, class, with this particular definition, with all these words, and with these three examples, we have covered models, right? So now class, we are going through the first model, that is will, right? So we will now we will see what exactly the role is played by will under the heading model, right? So will, so it expresses, or it expresses promise, intention, willingness, determination, request, etc. Right? So will is used when we talk about will under models. Now it is used for making promise, showing intention, showing willingness, showing determination, and asking for request. Right? So let's see the example. Example first. I will give you a pencil box. Right? So I will give you a pencil box. That means now the speaker is saying or expressing his mood or her mood in the way of promising, right? How we can see this I is the subject, will helping verb, which is expressing what promise. Only among these written words, only will is the word or verb which is showing promise, right? So that is why it is falling under the category of models. So I will gift you a pencil box. So rest of the sentence is like gift is a common noun, right? Then you object a pencil box. That means again an object, right? So I will gift you a pencil box. That means only will is a word that is expressing what? Expressing the mood of the speaker, and in what sense? In promise sense, right? So that is why will is falling under the category of model. So how will in the first sentence is acting? It is acting as a promise, or it is showing the mood of the speaker in the sense of promise, right? Second, he will come to my house. So he being a subject, will helping verb, come action verb, to preposition my house. My is a positive adjective and house is an object, right? So again, this will, among these words, only will is acting as an or showing intention. That means the the mood of the speaker. And in what sense? In the sense intention, right? So that is why it is again falling under the category of what? Model. Will is falling under the category of model because it is the only word that is showing what? The intention of the speaker. That he is saying about he. मतलब जो स्पीकर है वो किसके बारे में बोल रहा है? ही के बारे में, और उसकी क्या दिखा रहा है? इंटेंशन दिखा रहा है that he will come to my house. I will finish the project within an hour. So I, again being a subject, will, helping verb, finish, action verb, the article, project, common noun, within an hour, object, right? So I will finish the project within an hour. That means again this particular sentence, or in this particular sentence, will has been used, and this will is not only acting as a tense word, but it is also acting or showing what? The willingness or determination. कि मैं एक घंटे में ये काम खत्म कर लूँगा, इस प्रोजेक्ट को मैं अगले एक घंटे में खत्म कर लूँगा. तो ये अगले एक घंटे में खत्म कर लूँगा, इसका मतलब वो क्या है? It is showing the willingness or determination. कि उसकी इच्छा शक्ति ऐसी है या वो इतना डिटरमिन्ड है क्या कंप्लीट करने में, अपना प्रोजेक्ट कंप्लीट करने में कितने घंटे में? अगले एक घंटे में. So that means with this sentence and with this will, the word will or the verb will, it is showing that the mood of the speaker, and in what sense? In the sense of willingness and determination, which is and that is why this will is falling under the category of model, right? So fourth one, will you please give me a spare pen, right? So will, that means tense word, and what else it is acting? It is acting as a model, right? We will see how. Will you please give me a spare pen? So spare means the another pen, right? Which is not getting used by the person to whom this person is requesting. मतलब जिससे ये request कर रहा है, उसके पास अगर एक और पेन है, तो उसे हम क्या बोलेंगे? Spare pen, जो कि अभी यूज में नहीं है. So that means this person, like whosoever is saying this sentence, he is requesting another person to give a spare pen, right? That means another pen to write. So will you please give me a spare pen? So again you can see it is a, sorry, I have inserted a question mark. That means it is a question word, right? Or a question sentence. And what else this will is expressing? It is expressing the request, right? It is expressing the request. See, will you please give me a spare pen? That means it is this word will is doing what? Showing the mood of the speaker in what sense? In the sense of request. And that is why this will is falling under the category of model, right? So you can see how this will behave or perform under the heading or under model, under the heading model, right? So this will not only expresses promise but also intention, willingness, determination, and request. Right. So you can see this example how this will act when it comes under the category or when it falls under the category of model, right? So let's see the negative structure of this will, which is acting as a model. Negative structure. Negative structure में क्या हो जाएगा? Will not या won't हो जाएगा, right? Will not या won't हो जाएगा. So देखते हैं they will not work on this project, right? So they will not work on this project. That means they क्या है? हमारा subject है. Will क्या है? अभी इसको टेंस वर्ड मान लेते हैं. Not expressing negative sense verb. That means action verb on. That means preposition with. That means demonstrative adjective, project, object, right? So they will not work on this project. That means ये will क्या show कर रहा है? It is again showing their intention. कि intention क्या है स्पीकर की कि वो बताना चाह रहा है किनके बारे में, इन they के बारे में कि वो अब इस प्रोजेक्ट पे काम नहीं करेंगे. इसका मतलब है ये will क्या कर रहा है? Will is acting as a model. Why? Because it is showing the intention of the speaker. Whosoever is speaking this sentence, this word has been used by the speaker to show their intention. इनकी intention बता रहा है कि वो अब इस प्रोजेक्ट पे काम नहीं करेंगे, इस प्रोजेक्ट पे काम नहीं करेंगे इसके कैसे? Because not has been inserted. So this will is acting as a model, right? I will not spend my pocket money. So I क्या है? I being a subject, will, right? Then not expressing what? Negative sense, spend action verb, right? It is an action verb. This is also action verb. Then spend action verb, my, that means the possessive adjective, and pocket money is common noun, right? So I subject. अब यहाँ पे will क्या है? Will again expressing what? Right? You can see intention, you can say, or you can say willingness or determination. That he is so determined, or his intention is not to spend any money. Again, this will and showing what? You can say either intention or willingness. That he is not willing to spend any money, right? Any of his pocket money, right? So what this will is doing? It is expressing the mood of the speaker, right? Or the mood of the intention of this I, right? It has been used by the speaker and it's showing the intention of I, that I will not spend my pocket money. So just because it is showing the intention, it is falling under the category of model, right? So now you can see how this will, when we talked about this will under the heading models, how it works. Now you can see, right? So we have covered how this will act as a or perform under the category model, right? Now class, let's see how would act under the category models, right? So would, it is used to express the past form of will, right? Will का past form क्या होता है? Would होता है, ये हम सब जानते हैं. और ये would जो होता है वो past form express करने के लिए use किया जाता है, right? To express past habit, जब हम past habit की बात करते हैं किसी की, तब use होता है ये would. Use for request की जब हम बात करते हैं present time में खासकर, तो ये use होता है. To express wish, और wish जब हम करते हैं किसी चीज की wish करते हैं तो express किससे हम करते हैं? Would से, right? So let's see the example and then we will understand better. The problem was how he would reach there, right? So the problem was how he would reach there. तो इसका मतलब है ये क्या की बातें कर रहा है? It is talking about the past tense. Why? क्योंकि आप देख सकते हैं was लगा हुआ है और इसका आप जब हिंदी में कन्वर्ट करोगे तो ये होगा कि प्रॉब्लम ये है कि वो वहाँ पे कैसे पहुँचा होगा या पहुँचा था, ठीक है? तो द प्रॉब्लम वॉज हाउ ही वुड रीच देयर. तो दैट मीन यहाँ पे जो वुड है इट इज एक्सप्रेसिंग व्हाट? इट इज एक्सप्रेसिंग पास्ट टेंस, बिकॉज यहाँ पे हम विल का जो विल का ही पास्ट टेंस हम किससे एक्सप्रेस करते हैं? वुड से. और यहाँ पे भी वुड लगा हुआ है कि द प्रॉब्लम वॉज हाउ ही वुड रीच there. That means it is talking about the past tense. This word is talking about the past tense and that is why it is falling under the category of model. Second, my father would get up early in the morning. So my father would get up early in the morning. That means यहाँ पे would जो लगा हुआ है again it is talking about the past And what kind of a past? It is talking about the past habit. कि उनमें उनकी past की habit कैसी थी कि वो जल्दी उठा करते थे कहाँ पे मॉर्निंग सुबह सुबह जल्दी उठा करते थे past habit उनकी. So my father would get up early in the morning. इसका मतलब अगर आप हिंदी में कन्वर्ट करोगे तो क्या होगा कि मेरे पापा बहुत पहले सुबह सुबह उठा करते थे या हमेशा सुबह उठा करते थे. So that means it is talking about the past habit. And which word is expressing? It is getting expressed by the word which is acting as a model, right? Would you please give me your bike, right? So word यहाँ पे लगा हुआ है. Would you please give me your bike? That means it is showing or expressing what? Request, and that is why this word is falling under the category of model, right? Fourth, I wish I would be an engineer, right? So an engineer, that means it is expressing what? Wish. And with which word? With the word would. Would is the word among all these words which is written in this particular sentence. Only would is the word which is expressing what? It is expressing wish, right? And that is why it is falling under the category of model, right? So let's see the negative structure of model. Negative structure क्या होता है? Would not होता है या wouldn't होता है, right? So she would not get up early in the morning. So negative structure would not होता है या wouldn't होता है. अब she would not get up early in the morning मतलब वो सुबह सुबह जल्दी नहीं उठा करती थी. तो से she would not get up early in the morning. So would not, that means it is expressing what? It is expressing the past time, and not which is expressing the negative sense within the sentence. So this would again expressing the past, that means expressing the what? You can see the mood of the speaker, and that is why it is falling under the category of models, right? Class, let's see the third model, that is shall, right? So we are going to study about the third model, that is shall. Let's see what shall does as a model, right? To express suggestion, right? So what it does is, it expresses suggestion, request, advice, permission, right, etc. So all these functions are done by shall when it acts as a model. So shall, it expresses suggestion, request, advice, permission, etc. Let's see how. Example. Shall we start the class, right? So shall we start the class, that means, so shall we start the class? So shall we क्या है? Subject है. Start action verb है, right? The class object है. And what shall is acting? Shall is acting, that means it is acting as a permission. That means it is expressing the mood of a speaker. In what sense? In the sense of permission. And that is why this shall is falling under the category of model, right? Because it is asking or taking the permission, right? Shall we start the class? That means what like I am asking a permission, like can we start the class or not? So that means this shall is expressing the mood of the speaker. In what sense? In the sense of permission, and that is why it is falling under the category of model. Let's see the second one. Shall I have a cup of coffee? So shall I have a cup of coffee? Again, I being a subject, have, that means helping verb, right? A article, cup of coffee, that means an object. So shall I have a cup of coffee? So shall, again this word shall is expressing the mood of the speaker. In what sense? In the sense of request, right? In the sense of request. And that is why the shall is falling under the category of model, because in this sentence it is expressing what? Request, right? Shall we open a new shop? So shall we open a new shop? So again shall we open a new shop, right? So shall okay, so shall we open a new shop? That means over here we is a subject, right? Open action verb, right? A is an article, new shop, again it is a object, right? So shall we open a new shop? That means shall is like in this sentence only shall. The word shall is expressing the mood of the speaker. In what sense? In the sense of suggestion, and that is why this shall word is falling under the category of model, right? Because it is expressing or giving what? It is expressing the mood of the speaker in the sense of suggestion, because in this sentence the speaker is suggesting something to all those persons which has been highlighted as we in the sentence, right? So let's see the negative structure of shall under model. So negative structure क्या होता है? Shall not या shan't, right? Shall not or shan't. So this is the negative structure, shall not or shan't, right? So example, they shall not win the match. So they being a subject, shall being a model, not giving an negative sense, when action verb, the match, object, right? So again, this shall is expressing what? The shall is expressing what? You can say the suggestion or you can say the opinion, right? So it is also giving an opinion that they shall not win the match. That means the shall is also, now in this sentence it is giving an opinion, right? So the shall is expressing the mood of the speaker in the sense of what? In the sense of opinion, and that is why it is falling under the category. The shall falling under the category of model along with the negative sense because not has been used after the word shall, right? So this expressing opinion, and because of this, because it is expressing the mood of the speaker, that is why it is falling under the category of shall, right? Now the fourth is should, right? The fourth kind of model is should, which is the past form of shall, right? So should, to express, now what it does or it functions, or what are its functions? Let's see. To express duty or obligation. First, what it does, it expresses duty or obligation. Second, to express opinion, right? To express opinion, to give or take advice or suggestion, right? तो ये सारे काम क्या करता है? शुड करता है. क्या करता है? पहले ड्यूटी या ऑब्लिगेशन एक्सप्रेस करता है. कहाँ पे? सेंटेंस में. ओपिनियन को एक्सप्रेस करता है कहाँ पे? सेंटेंस में. और फिर एडवाइस या सजेशन कहाँ पे? या तो सजेशन या एडवाइस देता है या तो लेता है कहाँ पे? सेंटेंस में, राइट? So let's see the example, then we will understand more clearly. You should respect your elders, right? So first is you, that is the subject, should, model, respect, that means action word, right? Your, that means possessive, adjective, then elder, object. Now you should respect your elders. Now in this, the word should is expressing what? It's expressing the mood of the speaker. And what mood it is expressing? It is expressing the mood on the suggestion of, sorry, on the base of duty, right? So it is expressing the mood of the speaker on the base of duty, and that is why this should is falling under the category of model, right? Because it is expressing the mood of the speaker. In what sense? In the sense of duty. Second, you should not be lazy. So you, again a subject, should not, that is expressing negative sense. Be, then lazy. Be means it shows the kind of a state, right? Then lazy, again object, and what? Again this should in the second sentence it is expressing again the mood of the speaker in what sense? In the sense of obligation. Obligation मतलब जिस चीज की पूरी तरीके से क्या होता है, जिस चीज का पूरी तरीके से मना होता है या मना ही होती है, ठीक है? तो ये should क्या कर रहा है? ये एक्सप्रेस कर रहा है किसके बारे में? This should is expressing the mood of the speaker in the sense of obligation. Obligation means totally for something which is totally denied to do, right? So obligation in the sense of obligation, and that is why this should is falling under the category of model, right? Third one, we should go to temple, right? So we क्या है? Subject है, should लिखा हुआ है, go action verb, to preposition and temple object. Now again this should is expressing the mood of the speaker in what sense? In the sense of suggestion, right? Mood क्या कर रहा है? एक्सप्रेस कर रहा है. should जो है, जो वर्ड हमने should यूज किया है यहाँ पे, वो क्या कर रहा है? एक्सप्रेस कर रहा है कि क्या? Mood of the speaker. Very right. एंड इन व्हाट सेंस, मतलब किस सेंस में ये कर रहा है, सजेशन के सेंस में, क्योंकि इस वर्ड से, इस सेंटेंस से हमें क्या मिल रहा है कि ऐसा कोई जो स्पीकर है वो सजेशन दे रहा है कि हम मतलब वी शुड गो टू टेम्पल, मतलब हमें टेम्पल जाना चाहिए। तो जरूरी नहीं है कि टेम्पल ही जाना जरूरी है, टेम्पल के अलावा कहीं और भी जा सकते हैं, बट दिस इज वन, दिस इज अ काइंड ऑफ अ मीन्स टेम्पल हैज बीन or is given as an option by the word with the help of the word should, which is acting as a sorry, which is showing the mood of the speaker in what sense, in the sense of suggestion, right? And that is why sense, sorry, this word should is acting as a model, right? Let's see the fourth one. We should obey our elders, right? We should, we kya hai? Again, it is a subject. Should, then obey, an action verb. Are, that means possessive adjective, then elders, uh, object, right? So we should obey our elders. That means it is, again, this should is expressing the mood of the speaker. कि वो उसका जो स्पीकर है उसका मूड क्या है, एक्सप्रेस किससे हो रहा है, शुड से, कि वो क्या कहना चाह रहा है, और वो उसकी मूड, उसका जो मूड है वो एक्सप्रेस कौन कर रहा है, जो मूड है स्पीकर का, it is getting expressed by the word should. In what sense? In the sense of advice, right? किसके सेंस में, एडवाइस के सेंस में, and that is why this should is falling under the category of model, right? So class, we have covered this third and fourth, what you can say, kind of a type of model, right? Where we have covered shall with all these functionality of shall under the heading model, and again should, again all these functionality of should under the heading model, right?